4:30 in the morning here at O'Reilly's. Here I am. Wait, better one. Here I am, if you can see me. We're about to take off for the Stinson Walk meeting up around here. Here we are. Hour 20. We're at Echo Point. My first talk in the year. A lot of wind that might push me over the top. Nice views here. Walk going up there and sitting. Walk going up there and sitting. First sun of the day. My guess was it's going to be around 2. Right, this is the Albert circuit, and this is the point where we're forever leaving the track. This is Echo Point campsite. Nobody camped here last night, and we're heading, the group is heading up this way, so onwards we go. Go for it. We're on our way to Mount Warrendo. Here's a sign letting us know not to do what we're doing. So here we are at the top of Mount Warrendo, looking at the nice Antarctic beaches. We've also got more sun than we had on Echo Point. And there's the group and the ribbons. What elevation have we got here?
My map says 1161.
Okay, that's what we're going to take it as. We're pretty close to Mount Waporn, and looking across there, some views of towards Echo Point, and it's not that hard to walk along here. Quite flat considering. We've had 1 or 2 rises, so yeah. All in all, pretty good. Here's the Rat-a-tat-tat campsite going downhill here. And we're going across there. But for the moment we're going down here. And then later across there. It's a fairly easy track to get down here. But it's a really cool forest area here. And a water source just down there, so if you're needing to top up on water. But yeah, really nice valley. One thing I was pointing out, this is probably true south here, so it's sort of protected from the strongest of the southerly winds in that direction. Southwesters are even colder, but a little bit less protected from there, and the strong westerlies over there. So sort of protected. And the campsite here. We just found our own lookout here, and I'm looking at the pinnacle at Border Ranges. I don't know if we can focus in on anything down there in Lincolnwood, but we're up high, and this is our trail here. It's been pretty flat so far. We're at a camp spot at Mount Throkeban. What's the altitude we got here? So that's the camp spot.
1162, I thought.
You haven't gone up since the last one?
1155 according to the...
I'd go to 62. Yeah, that's Mount Throkeban. Lots of good views. This is the longest sustained either up or down that we've had on this whole track so far. We've done about 14 kilometres. So hopefully we don't have to make this up, but basically, yeah, there's a good possibility, although Point Lookout, where we're going to 5 kilometers ahead, is at 900 meters, I believe, and we were up around 1160. So yeah, we do need to drop a bit. Well, so here we are at the so-called Kalinia lookout. There's nothing to look at here. I've checked down further, nothing around, so we just took a break and we're gonna go further in this direction to Point Lookout, which is apparently, according to my Garmin, 4.19 kilometers. So we continue along our merry way. Yeah, we're still heading towards Point Lookout. There was another lookout on the map, and yeah, no views again. So a lot of overgrown points here. And we found a mountain design's water bottle here. According to the expert, this is our last knoll before we go downhill to Point Lookout, and then we have to climb again. So, but we're getting near to the point where we go downhill anyway. I think I saw it was less than a kilometre. This is our last climb, and we're going up to Point Lookout. It's about 250 metres ahead of us, but after all the climbing we've done, this is not so hard, but it's a straw that's breaking the camel's back. It's a hard climb. So we've made a milestone, Point Lookout remote camp. That's our way onward. In that direction we're looking at a view. The first view in 1,000,000 kilometres. This is part of what we walked. And you go up over here and you see other stuff. So now we've started to go downhill, and I think you could pretty much tell the where the track is because of the washouts here. So yeah, it's flowing along the track. We've been all the way along this track, and by far the worst is this section here between Point Lookout so far, and we haven't even got to the Stinson wreck, and there's more damage here than anywhere else on the walk. So I've been roped into going to this wreck. Apparently it was a 32-seat plane, and this is all that's left of it, and then the plaque there. So something over here. The names of people who might have died. We've hit a big stand of what appears to be tallow wood trees. They are really big. There's a reasonably good gradient before, but now we've hit a really steep section. So about 840 metres to some intersection. It's a huge tree fall area, but I believe this existed before that you got to get. Yeah, that's the old one by the looks of it. So you've got to grab the rope, and there's a series of roots that are sticking out that you can grab onto. Yep, there is.
Otherwise, you need to get to the tree. So there is another one here.
I'd say we've gone from somewhere up on top of that hill, across this way, down this track here, and now finally we're starting to head downhill proper. Picked up on this spur maybe from the top, which was probably the only way onto this spur. So now we're going down. Really steep. I was hoping to get some views of how steep it is in the valleys. Unbelievable. This is our last little bit down before flatland. There's the river there, flowing pretty well. I like this section of forest next to Christmas Creek. All the palms up ahead. The famous log to get our way back. Huge. One day. I like log highways.